Good morning, beauties. Well, here I am again in shadow and light, which feels appropriate for what we are all experiencing right now. Have we all experienced shadow and light during our entire lifetimes? Yes, of course we have. Every single human being ever has always experienced shadow and light. But we are at a very epic time on Earth, and I'm positive that you are all experiencing this in a multitude of ways. Some of you may be crystal clear, you have an absolute thought or idea or feeling tone about what precisely is going on. Others may feel something is really, really different and not really know how to put a finger on it. But yes, and am I an expert in the realm of shadows and light? Well, perhaps I have a particular expertise because I am me, just as you have a particular expertise because of who you are, which is what this channel is about, right? This channel, both words. The channel, right, the oracular channel, and also this channel on YouTube is about supporting you in returning to your own unique version of sovereignty and clarity during this time on Earth, to peel away the layers, the screens, on purpose and start to activate the principle within you that is very unique to you, the way that you are encountering this time on Earth, this time of very clear shadow and light. We need both. We always have, and we always will. We are not going to, from my perspective, ascend. I'm going to use that word ascend because it's used a lot right now, and I think it's an interesting word, and I think it's important to start to cultivate some clarity around what you mean about ascend, what I mean when I say ascend. I don't believe we're going to ascend to an earth that is only light, right? That it's just all bright light. I believe at some point we ascend, if we want to again use that word, we leave our body, this body, and we actually might go into a realm where there is more light. There are many versions of that. But while we're walking on the earth, my perspective is that we are here to be in our bodies, with shadow and light, with the darkness, the beautiful, fecund interior space. The interior of the earth, right, is dark and dense and moist, and the interior of our bodies has depth and darkness. And yes, we have receptors for light, pineal gland, right? Our eyes are always taking in light and transforming it through these cones into visual landscapes. So how do we walk with shadow and light when it is made so very obvious in very sort of unnuanced ways, right? We have the really, really cartoonish version of it happening all over the world right now. In particular, in the West, we can see. I live in the West. I live in the United States. I, was born here. This was my destiny to be part of this particular landscape we call America, and we can see this playing out in the field, right? This very cartoonish, very, very technicolor version of shadow and light, yeah? And then we have the more subtle and nuanced experiences that we're having all over the planet. And the more we tune in, the more I tune in, the more I drop in to the field of my body and attend to the inner landscapes, it's as though I'm becoming, maybe I've always been, I think I have always been, because barometric pressure, weather, tiny shifts in the earth, etc., I've always been very sensitive to. And it's like I'm a weather woman now, a weather person, sort of What's the weather of the day? What's the weather of the time? And I mean these subtle energetic shifts. How to become more in tune with these is what I'm interested in sharing with you, among many, many other things. How to calm your nervous system, how to function with a healthy, balanced nervous system when we have so much, almost like a three-ring circus, literally, right? I see this kind of, I've utilized this metaphor for certain clients, right? That there's this period of being inside the fun house, which I'm putting quotes around the word fun because it's rarely fun, right? Those very kind of, they use them in horror films and things, of a terrifying, fun house at a fair, right? With mirrors and things popping out and you can't get out. And there's a kind of horrible clown lurking somewhere, right? There's this aura of, I have to make it through, I have to find my way out, but there are all of these kind of horrifying aspects popping up all over the place. And these are parts of ourselves, parts of the old paradigms, the old earth, that need to be challenged and need to fall away. And how do we make our way through, right, these fun houses that we're being, well, maybe we've created them together, right? Our souls, I really feel this, came here, were born here at this time on earth to be a part of this particular scenario playing out, which is a primary transformation time, an absolute shift from one thing to another. Yes, are we always shifting? But this is a profound shift, perhaps into an absolutely new version of human while in the body. Okay, for those of us who want to hang around for the next 20, 30 years more, obviously some of you are much younger than I am, and I plan on being around for a long time. There are subtle shifts, and then there are these profound, absolute, I feel, changes to our DNA, changes to our very humanity. The idea of what a human was is changing very rapidly. So, how do we center ourselves inside of this and become conscious, awake, and on purpose as we walk this path of transformation and become vectors of transformation, deciding what it is that who you work for, what you work for. It doesn't have to be a who, right? What it is that you work for. What is the energy that you wish to tap into on a daily basis in order to evoke a new vibration, which will then feed into the vibration that is being raised by many, 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 many millions, I would say, humans who are on purpose with it. Are there some humans who are on purpose with lowering the frequency or the vibration? Yes. I absolutely know this is true. That said, what I am focusing on is to raise my vibratory frequency so that I can be a beneficial presence on the planet. And that is what I wish to evoke here and to support here in you. So first of all, it's just being on purpose, just deciding, okay, this morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to choose to take a few moments in my body to breathe down and in, to reconnect after your night of hopefully good sleep. If it was difficult sleep or not enough sleep, this will also center you back into your nervous system so that you can start your day without feeling frazzled and ragged, right? Deep, deep inhalation, calling the energy up from the earth through the soles of your feet, filling your body up with an inhale. Pause if you want to. Releasing the exhale with a long, slow, open-mouthed, sound-based exhale. And then one more time, everything in threes, and you can keep going, obviously. Counterbalancing any excess of cortisol that might be running through your body, giving you some oxytocin. And I'm going to take a few moments today, this day, to simply drop in and do a few moments of my own oracle work, what I offer in sessions, sometimes, often, and also just to example, to model, right, what one version of channeling looks like. But also the fact is we are all channels. That's the other thing I'm invoking in this channel, once again, back to that, is that we are all channels. We are all channeling all the time. We're taking in information at such an unbelievable rate from so many different places that we're not conscious of how much we're taking in. So a channel that you could develop in yourself is to become conscious of slowing down, simply resting your body after doing some of that breath work, some body work, right? Some rocking, some tapping, some, okay, I'm going to drop into my body. And then just simply closing your eyes, and you can either just allow whatever comes in to come in. Just allow it to come in. Feeling the tone of it, feeling how it feels in you. Okay? Or you may just write, right? Without any grammatical changes, without spelling, none of, just write rapidly, non-stop, right? Right? Letting yourself just pour, that is a channel, right? When you're allowing this overused mind of ours to take a little break and to just trust that even something that feels like nonsense, if you were to look at it later, it's not, right? You're opening a channel. You're allowing flow to start happening. So I'm just going to do a few moments of that before I say goodbye and move into my day and go to my office and open the channel with other people. And just to see what comes through this morning, because I'm feeling such a strong and beautiful energy this week, mid-August 2025. There's something that has shifted. I'm feeling this different weather. So let's see what comes here. As I shared in another video, I call in my team, and this is how I do it. Call in my beautiful team. Calling in my team, I ask that you stand to the front of me, to the back of me, to the left and to the right of me, below me and above me, in, through, and as me, supporting me in this flow, in this expression, on behalf of everybody and anybody who might be tuning in on this day or any other, supporting the high, big love vibration to flow through in an easeful and graceful way. And I give you thanks for being here with me today. This is a time of the tide rising. This is a time of high tide. This is a time of the huge connection of the moon pulling, and singing in harmony with the sun. This is a time of vast, explosive energies in the sun, releasing and confirming to us that we, in fact, are connected to all things. That as the sun releases this profound power, this profound energy, this profound food, is what I'm hearing. Food for our minds, not the mind that we think of. This is a time of sun engaging with our bodies, with the human bodies, with the animal bodies, with the body of all the bodies of water, with the earth body. Gaia herself is in a conversation with the sun, of course, and with the moon, and with everything. This is a time of emphasizing the fact that we are in a conversation with everything all the time. That this explosive high tide time, these waters of ourselves and waters of the earth, waters even of distant galaxies that we have yet to be consciously contacting, are all rising. This is a time of rising. This is a time of making ourselves available to crescendo energy, is what I'm hearing. Crescendo energy. That as we allow ourselves to become strong, firm, grounded vessels, with the bottom parts of our vessel heavy and connected to the earth, and with the tops open wide, and with the vessel itself as big as we can possibly imagine it being, that we will receive all of these energies into our bodies, let them circulate and generate new principles of the embodied experience. And then any other waters will flow over the edge and out to serve vibratorial, in a vibrational field, anyone else who needs support. So this is a time to solidify and expand. Solidify in your body and expand. To be in your body once and for all in a way that I don't feel we have been before. Transformation. Become a translation station. This is a time of high tide and mass eruptions. This is a time to become a stable vehicle and a vessel for these beautiful energies flowing in to remember us, to our new selves, our new selves. Okay, beloveds, sending you so much love, sending you so much love, strength, reunion with your power as we walk this beauty way together. Until soon.